A good report there coming from Austin. Now, my special moment. What's yours?
It's a very tough ask for me, very tough choice. But then I just want to go with the Golden Ladies.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Okay.
choose one. I'll go to Kagbari had a great year. Ese Brume had a great year.
Yes.
Odwayo had a great year as well too at the Commonwealth Games. And I'm looking at the Super Falcons again. They never disappoint Nigerians. So I've got to go with the Golden Ladies. Yeah, that's my choice.
Yeah, definitely
That's my
good.
choice.
Yeah. What I think something struck me was about
Yeah.
what Eldoanyo said about when you invest in athletes, you get something out of it. And of course, what table tennis has done. I just
Yes.
pray and hope that National Sports Commission can just give them the fund they need to compete
Yes.
at the African Senior Championship coming up later this month. Another one is
Yeah.
that investment. You saw what Ese Brume, what she did. You know,
Yes.
Ese Brume was at the youth tournament. She came to the Commonwealth Games and she was able to win gold. And that is another investment there.
Yeah, that's the way it works in sports. And Cecilia, there's no two ways about it. It's not really magic. It's just logic. You invest a lot of money in these athletes, and they tend to perform well most of the times.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the Rio 2016 Olympics. It's just a year, less than a year away. This is 2015, and
It's more
just
than
next
1
year.
Next year.
So over to the National Sports Commission.
Commission, of course.
Yeah, let's see what they have in store for Nigerian athletes this time around. I think it should be all about consolidating on a performance in
Yes.
Glasgow, where they did really well, and taking it to a bigger stage, that is the Olympics, which is a lot more competitive.
Yeah.
So they really need to be prepared.
Because you're going to have the Americans and all of the teams coming in.
Yeah.
We're at the Commonwealth Games. Of course, you have the Jamaicans and all that, but you're going to be having more teams. And of course, more athletes are coming in. So it's a bigger stage. And all they need to do, invest in them. And of course, you get whatever you want. That investment is really crucial. Okay, we'll go for a short break now. When we'll come back, we'll be talking about what happened in Spain. The two top teams, Barcelona, Real Madrid, well, it was a huge defeat for them. Real Madrid coming back from holiday could not continue that winning streak they had. Well, everything had to come to an end someday. And for Barcelona, what was Luis Enrique thinking? Putting your best players on the bench. But after this break.
Any questions? Any questions? Eugenie, we're good. For the over. Again, set that check.
Game, set, match, Canada. By 2 sets to love. Semi. 15 all.
Okay, that's a tennis Hopman Cup. Poland beating Australia there. Of course, the Brisbane Internationals already started, had some upsets. Of course, later this month, you'll be having the Australian Open, which is the first Grand Slam of the year. Now, Liverpool will be in action today in the FA Cup, and of course, same with Tottenham. But let's just shift our focus to Steven Gerrard. He actually announced at the weekend that he will be moving to MLS. He cannot just afford to play against Liverpool. You know, that's a club he had been when he was 9 years old, or rather 8 years old. So it's really been a long time for him. So he really don't want to move to another club in England. But at 30, he will be 35 in May.
Yeah.
Wait, let's just listen to
Okay,
him. Let's listen to him.
So, I'm focused now, and I've told the manager a couple of days ago when we had a chat that, you know, he's got no worries about me down in tools. I'll be here till the end and keep fighting till the final ball I kick, and I'd love nothing better than to try and win a trophy here and to leave this team in top four. I'm not 24. I wish I was 24. I wish I met Brendan when I was 24, because I think I'd be sitting here talking about a lot of titles that we'd won together. But the reality is, Brendan came into this club when I was 32 years of age, and it was just a shame that that relationship never started 10 years ago. But I think at the same time it's exciting. You know, it's a great opportunity for my family and myself. But yeah, it's tough.
Was it really an indictment? They talked about the fact that if he had met Brendan Rodgers when he was 24, he would have won more trophies. He won 10. So Kenny Dalglish was with him.
Yeah.
Rafael Benitez, of course, coached him. Of all of them, he's picking at just his current coach.
Yeah, you can understand the sentiments involved in that. He hasn't really won much with Brendan Rodgers because they've spent very little time together. So you can understand that. But then what I want to talk about right now is a lot of people are very confident that Gerrard will not do what Frank Lampard did. There's no chance for Gerrard actually coming back to play for a rival club in England and perhaps Everton.
Even when the league is on break, he will rather go to another league.
Exactly, and yeah, it remains to be seen how that will pan out. But believe me, these professional footballers come up with all sorts, and they will never cease to amaze me. So I'm not going to rule that out at all. Nobody saw Frank Lampard after moving to New York, coming back to play for Manchester City, and is now giving his old club a run for their money in terms of winning the Premier League. So anything can happen in football, both on the pitch and off the pitch.
Okay. Okay, that's the result coming from Spanish La Liga. Atletico Madrid and Levante, they won the game on Saturday, but on Sunday it was a shocker. We're talking about that's going to be our focus for today. We're Villarreal and Elche. It was Villarreal, of course. You have Ike Uche scoring his first goal for the year. Good one for him. Now let's just take a look at what happened to the big team. Talking about Barcelona and Real Madrid. Real Madrid had a couple of chances, but they missed it. Now, but for Barcelona, what was Luis Enrique thinking?
Absolutely, I have no idea what he was thinking at all. Especially on the back of Real Madrid losing to Valencia, and it still goes ahead and picks a weekend side for that match against Real Sociedad that you have a poor record against. I really didn't understand that part at all. Messi was on the bench, Dani Alves, Neymar were all put on the bench in that game, and it wasn't really a surprise to me that they lost it, because by the time those guys came on, there was a change in the game, but then it was too late for them. Enrique really has to he really needs to have a look at himself. He hasn't done it well at all. I believe he's under a lot of pressure now in Barcelona.
Now, how does it feel, your own player actually scoring the only goal of the game? 2 minutes into the match, and that was it.
Spectacular diving header by Jordi Alba. What he was thinking about, I don't know. But then I understand it was under pressure from the Sociedad striker there. These things happen sometimes, and you can understand it. Yeah.
Okay, and that's a quote coming from Carlo Ancelotti after they lost the game to Valencia away from home. We had a good game and didn't deserve to lose, but we weren't lucky enough to score from the chances we had. We didn't take our opportunities. In football, anything can happen. Yeah, and of course it happened.
Yeah, he also,
games, no mistake.
It all boils down to that final phrase there. In football, anything can happen. They had the chances to actually seal the game early on after Ronaldo got his I think 26th goal for the season in that match, but they didn't take
11 penalties this season alone, right?
Incredible. Eight in the La Liga though. 8 in the La Liga. Like, how do you do?
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was a perfect platform for them to build on, but they couldn't do that. And Valencia came into that game. Nicolas Otamendi, I love that name, by the way. It has to be one of the best names in football. It came up with that very good header that won the game for Valencia. So, but then we shouldn't take anything away from Real Madrid. Yes. Very impressive to win 22 games straight in football. In football, it is impressive.
Modern day football.
Exactly, it's amazing. I'll go back to other sports. I'm looking like the NBA, for example. The NBA from Houston Rockets in 2007, 2008 won 22 straight games. But then it's different because in basketball you can't play a draw. You're condemned to winning on that night. So they really didn't have a choice. They had to keep on winning or losing. But in football, it's different because you can sometimes decide to settle for a draw. But they didn't settle for a draw. They won 22 in a row. That's massive. Yeah, incredible. Unfortunately, the record still belongs to Curitiba, and they can try it some other time.
Yeah, of course. Guinness Book of Record, definitely not for them this time around. Next season, they might try that. Yeah. Okay, now this man on your screen, Fernando Torres, returning home. Well, it's a huge one for him.
Yeah, amazing, incredible. What a club. After all these years, after everything he's been through as a player, about 45,000 people turned up to watch his unveiling in Madrid. It's incredible, and you can understand that former captain, boyhood club, hometown club, whatever you want to call it. So they still love him. There's no doubt about it. But then in terms of what he's going to produce as a footballer, as a striker, that remains to be seen. We know his issues are well documented.
Yes.
He moved to Chelsea. It didn't really work out well for him on a personal level, although he won loads of trophies, boatload of trophies at Chelsea. So we set pounds out for him at Atletico Madrid, playing for Diego Simeone. Remember, he was captain when Diego Simeone was playing for Atletico Madrid. That's just incredible.
Incredible one.
Pounds out for Fernando Torres.
And now, quickly, we won't go without talking about the NFL. Just tell us playoffs, what we have lined up.
Yeah, basically, yesterday, the Dallas Cowboys are back, playing in their first playoff game in 5 years. They have to come back from 14-0 down to win that game 24-20 over the Detroit Lions. And Tony Romo was incredible in that game. He has a bit of a reputation for being a big game flop, but yesterday he really stepped up to the plate. 2 touchdown passes, including the winner.
Baltimore Ravens, what happened to them?
Baltimore Ravens, they're still there. They're there. They're doing their thing. They won their game against the Steelers, so they're still progressing. But for the Dallas Cowboys, they play the Green Bay Packers next. It will be a very tough game for them. Yeah.
Okay, that's what we're expecting. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We'll leave you with pictures coming from the rally that started on Saturday evening. The main game actually started. The main race started yesterday in Argentina. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Bye for now.
Le voilà. Do I have to be over right?